Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are tuning in from. This is the BS Buddies podcast. I'm your host, Joe. That's your host, Ian. And today, we've made a reality TV show. We've made a restaurant. We've made a water park. We haven't made a game show yet. So we're just going down the order. We have not discussed anything prior on what we want to add to this game show. We're going to improv it like usual and see what we come up with.
We're gonna add. We've maybe discussed like the name for all of about
we barely did
10
that.
whole seconds. So
We don't have a
discussed
name.
the name for like 10 seconds. We could use your name, Joe, that you wanted to come up with.
No, I want to use that for a different idea.
All right, fair enough.
We should probably have it related to what they're doing, which we don't even know that yet.
I still like risk it for a biscuit. That was.
I mean, we could do that.
The grand prize is quite literally like a golden biscuit trophy. Like that's the end prize that they're all going for. You get like a golden biscuit trophy
And a lifetime supply of crackers.
I was gonna say a lifetime supply of those cheddar biscuits from like Red Lobster.
A year's worth of Red Lobster cheddar biscuits.
Yes, a year's worth. Nothing to drink it with, just only the biscuits, so that you just.
Can you only eat them at the studio then? If you're not allowed to eat? Or not allowed to drink anything with it?
The terribly unethical game show. We didn't think about the logistics of actually transporting the biscuits to the person's house, or like maybe giving them like, oh, here's like pre-made packages, just like pop them in the oven for like 10 minutes. No, we just have like this giant pile of biscuits, and anytime they want a biscuit, they just stop by the studio and show their little "I'm a winner" pass, and they can go grab a basket full of biscuits and go. Oh, okay. All right. So let's start out with like our basic premise concept in general, right? So you know what? Working title is "Risk It for a Biscuit." I don't know. What do we want? Obviously, we're gonna have multiple rounds, right? Because you got to eliminate people as you go forward. Do we want it like Wipeout style, where they're like competing in like obstacle course type events, or maybe something like you suggest, more like X Factor, where like it's just
I want to do that different time. That could be its own thing.
totally different time. Okay.
So I love like the Japanese game shows where they just have to like climb like Wipeout, but like doing weird stuff.
Like the one where they're like all oiled up in like these rubber suits, and they gotta like try and climb these stairs.
Yep.
And they're just like constantly sliding down the stairs. All right, we're taking inspiration from the Japanese. This is where it's coming in handy, right? Okay, first round. We gotta clear our throats. Excuse me.
We can also fit this in at any point, but I feel like there should be like a frisbee event that's like the shape of like a Ritz cracker, like a little biscuit like that, or
All right.
dodgeball with like big, thick biscuit-looking balls. I don't know how many people we want participating, but
all right. So what if? All right. So first round, let's say we have 24 people, right? 12 people a team. Does that work? 2012. We start out with 24. We got 12 people a team, and we do like a dodgeball beginning. Like this is the free for all event. This will determine who gets to move on to actually participate in the subsequent rounds that come after this one, right? And it's one team versus
should we say like
the other.
8? I'm thinking either 10 or 8 people from each team advance, depending on how well they do.
Yeah, we'll like keep track of like how many balls you catch, how many people you get out, and how many times like you get out. And so like, at the end of it, if you like caught one ball, hit one dude and you got out like, a bunch of times or whatever, then that's it. Then you're donezo.
Okay. How do we
All right.
spice this up so it's a little bit more unethical?
Giant biscuits. Just like you said, but except it like it's literally like
Like a
what if
doughy
we did
biscuit?
giant cheese wheels?
That
to
that'd be too
just
heavy to
to
throw.
allude to like the cheddar biscuit. Like you know what I mean? I don't feel like
I,
what you had like a packed ball of provolone that's like this big. I feel like that's chuckable. I feel like that's a good weight to really mollywop somebody with. And if you get hit with that, you're really not going to want to get hit in the face with flying cheese. I feel like be mostly detrimental to your health. Truly, the Dragonborn in Skyrim is utilizing cheese for all the wrong reasons. Instead of eating 5,000 cheese wheels, you should just be like fucking them at like 200 miles an hour. It's like throw the cheese wheel up and shout and just cannonball. All right, all right, all right. What if we did? There's a All right, so we have our biscuit dodgeballs, right? Like quite literally, yeah, they're like giant. It's basically bread that's been packed into a ball,
yeah,
and then they
that'll be a
baked,
little bit softer. That's what I was thinking.
and then it's baked, right? And so you gotta chuck them, and you get a. What if we give them like a limited supply, right? Like, all right, each team starts. You have 50 bread balls. We could call them bread balls. 50 bread balls to throw. And then what if we have one of the bread balls has like a liquid cheese
The
center?
golden bread ball.
Yeah, the golden bread ball, right? And how can we do this? If you manage to get somebody out, because obviously we don't want this taken all day, you know what I mean? Like regular old dodgeball.
I'd say like
If
10-minute timer.
Yeah, well,
'Cause-
okay, right, right. And if you manage to get somebody out with the golden bread ball, then your team just wins. But if the other team catches it and then they, manage to get somebody with the golden bread ball, then their team wins.
okay, and then if it's just a straight up miss, like you just keep playing, you
If it's a
lost your
total miss,
chance.
then whoever threw it, they're out.
Okay,
Because you
that makes
suck.
sense.
You
You
suck.
and one other random teammate
Yeah,
get
you
out.
actually you pick one. Yeah, you pick your teammate that you're gonna drag with you. You got to breed a little resentment, a little infighting amongst the team. You know what I mean?
Because if someone misses and they vote you out as well, like that could mean you're going home.
That could mean you're dunzo. Biscuit dodgeball, golden bread ball. I got to write all this down so I recall what we're talking about. Hit someone, they're out. I'm trying to write this down. If you have any more ideas to tack onto this, like
I
feel
think
free.
that's like,
Yeah,
even though it's like a 10-minute timer, there's so much TV you can get out of that. 50 balls of bread flying all over. Actually, 100, because there's 50 on both sides.
Yeah, there's 50 on each, man. There's 50 on each. And it's literally like before the start of it, like the show producer, like we just like flip a coin to see like which team is gonna get the golden bread ball.
Oh, I was thinking each team got a chance, but yeah,
Oh, we could do
that
that
might
too. We could do that too.
that might be a little too powerful. Yeah, I would say it's at random which team gets it. So each team has to stay vigilant the whole
Gotta
time.
watch out for that golden bread ball. All right. So we'll say you pick we do four people from each team
Yeah,
are
just so
eliminated
we
in the first
can
round.
quickly.
All right. So then we got round two. 16 participants. All right. Round two. what are we doing for our 16 participants who remain?
I have some kind of idea. If we're going with like the kid games, like gym games, I was thinking like a capture the flag type.
All right. Okay.
But if you got,
Okay.
you seem like you got a good idea as well.
All right. Hear me out on this, right? So you know how like when you're in a pool, you play chicken, climb up on somebody else's shoulders, and then you and another team go at it, right? That, except they get extra long baguettes, and it's jousting.
Water jousting.
Not even in the water. Not even in the water. Literally like gym floor, separated by a little waist high wall divide. This is unethical, Joel. We're making this
I know.
unethical.
Do they get any like armor protection or
You get
is
to
there a mat on the
where,
floor?
yeah, like a wrestling mat, like one of those
Okay,
like two
wrestling
in.
mat, and they get like a bike helmet.
Yeah, wrestling mat, and you get a bike. You can choose what bike helmet you want. So like you can be like cool and get like the Mohawk one, or like like the super nerdy foam one. There'll be like those open face motorcycle helmet ones. Just
For the more people you got out in the previous round, you get like first dibs on helmet for the
yeah,
next round.
yeah. Whoever in the order of however you ranked in the dodgeball, you get to pick what you want for your armor, right? And then it's like, so you pick the helmet you want, and then you go to your team and you're like, all right, I want you to be my joust carrier. You are my noble steed. And then if you win it, if you win the jousting, right, you knock them down, you and your steed will advance both together to the next round, right? So, but if you lose it, then you also lose it for you and your steed. You gotta really get things going up to for you there, right?
Yeah, I'd say it'd have to be like a tournament style as well, and
Yeah,
like the bottom two groups are out.
the bottom two groups are out.
So then,
All right, I
so
think
then
we
we'd
can do
have
that.
12.
Bread jousting. Uh, Steed and Jouster. Do we want to have like a special bread weapon in there, like the golden ball at all, or do we want to just have
I
it
think
be?
that's chaotic enough.
I'd
I
also
I
like to
think
point out I
okay,
wanna I wanna be very underhanded with this too, and I wanna say, so like we'll explain to them before everything, right? Like all the rules stated like but within each round are explicit. They tell you what you can and cannot do. So the jousting will literally just be like, oh, you have your jouster, pick your steed, pick your baguette, and then you will go and joust the other team. But it doesn't say you can't whack them with the bread as you
I
go by.
I was
You
also
don't
good.
have to hold it straight. You can just like crack and like break the baguette over their head.
I was gonna say there's also a table, and it's like Subway where there's different types of bread loaves. Like you got your herbs and
Italian.
cheese, Italian, white, wheat.
There's a flatbread blinding maneuver. Just like throw it in the face of their steed. I can't see. He falls over and hits the mat.
I will say you can't hit the steed. That's also a rule.
Okay, no,
Just
no
so
hitting the steed.
yeah, just to be safe.
Lose together. Bottom two teams are out. I really need to work on my shorthand so I can write faster.
Oh well, maybe someday. Okay, we got.
That today is not that day.
We'll do one more
All right.
team game and then we'll split it up.
Yeah, one more team and then we go. So if the bottom two teams are out, then once again, four people from each team. So then we're back. So now we're down to
So
8 participants.
I was thinking like a capture the flag, but the flags are like I don't know how this would work because I'm trying to add that like Japanese element or they have to climb something to get the flag and then climb up something. So almost like a 4-stair inflatable with a flag on top on each side, and there's like almost like a cheese like coming down, so it's like slippery. So it's hard to get up to the flag.
Just a cheese ball, like a cheese waterfall coming from the
It doesn't
ceiling.
like almost like slime like Nickelodeon uses, but they color it like yellow.
Make it like water slide style, where it's kind of like the pyramid of stairs has
Yeah,
like
that's
a
what I'm.
pool of cheese around the bottom, and it's just constantly
Ooh.
pumped from that pool to the top of the stairs, and then drools
And
down the
and
stairs back into the pool.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
That way, it's super hard to get your opponent's flag, but it's also equally as difficult to get the flag back up.
All right. And then now what if all right, so we're going with a little capture the flag, right? And we could have that be do we want to we could okay, so you can have defenders like there are two people work on capturing, two
I
people
I say just
can
let the
defend.
teams figure it out.
Just let them figure it out
If they want to
cuz I
have
was
6 defenders, go
cuz
for it.
cuz cuz I was thinking of like right, like once you climb the cheese pyramid and you get the flag, just just in the theme of food, we really circle around to food a lot in
I
these
mean, it's
game
for a
shows.
biscuit.
It is for a bit. It's
Remember
for a
cheddar
year's
biscuits?
supply. It's for a year's supply of biscuit. So we could have the little flag is like like sometimes when you order like those fancy cocktails and they come with like the little umbrellas in them and like the little flag, like the little drink garnishes. The flag could be like a drink garnish, right? And we could have a a big glass that's like suspended over the center of the entire arena. And then once you get the cheese flag, you have to grab like a little rope swing that's like nearby, and then you have to like swing across and like dump it in the glass to score. You have to dump the enemy's garnish in the glass, and that's how you win.
That's a little extreme, but
I I mean, like the rope will be like right there, so it's literally like grab the flag, and then you just have to
the,
like hold
the
on to the rope while you're full of cheese, and like whee, and like just like boop, and put it in there. I'm not thinking like 50 feet in the air and like
well,
no
yeah,
acrobatic nonsense.
because I
It's
was
just like
thinking of like the one person who's like, I will climb our own tower, stay on top, and if anyone comes and tries to push or tries to get in, I'm gonna push them off. So it's like if they stay up there and the person grabs the flag and grabs the rope and just
you
pushes them off.
just Sparta kicks them down the stairs. This is cheese pyramid. Wow! Kicks them right in the chest down off the thing. Okay, so what if we have a rule: the defenders can't be on top of their own pyramid. They have to stay near like the bottom. Now
Okay.
you can do things like you can like scoop up some liquid cheese Velveeta. I don't know. You can like scoop some Velveeta in your hand and like huck it at the dudes climbing the stairs, but you can't like actively run up after them. That way, it's not such a big lawsuit when the inevitable injury happens. And
You have
yeah,
one person that like if someone grabs the flag, they can run to like trying to think. I'm trying to think like wipeout wise, like a t-shirt cannon, but instead of t-shirts, it's like those foam balls, and you can just shoot it at them as they're like flying through the air, just to try and like disrupt them
knock them out.
or
It's like,
knock the
oh,
flag away.
God, you remember those old they were I think they were by Nerf. I don't even remember. But like you would like load the foam balls in the end and then you would like pump it. And when you would pump it together, they would boom and they would shoot out. So you just boom, 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 and you would
I'm
just shoot
thinking
at them
like
like that.
that, but like air air
Yeah, like
pressure, like
somebody
so it actually has some distance.
somebody backstage is a real asshole and just like cranks the air pressure up to like 100 psi. Ooh, oh my god! just sends a foam ball at like mock Jesus towards this dude on the rope swing. we'll put knots on the rope, so that they like
Yeah.
have half a chance to hold on. You're not just like hanging onto a rope with your own body strength.
The
Please God, I can make it.
and then who gets the 4 who get eliminated? It's by team vote.
So we
So
have 8 participants left. So it'd be teams of 4,
it
4
should
and
be
4.
we should have 12. Because we had 16, we got rid of 4 from jousting because just the bottom 2. So
Okay, gotcha.
we got
I was thinking,
6.
bottom, like 2 teams for each side.
Oh
Okay,
no,
so
just so that
12,
yeah,
and then we're then yeah, the team that loses, it's team vote on who's getting kicked off. And then if it comes to like a stand or like what's the word I'm looking
a
for?
tie.
Like an even
Ooh,
split, a tie, then the
got me.
other team gets
I was just
to.
gonna say the person who won the game has to pick between the two.
Yeah, yeah, or that, or even that. Yeah, just so, just to
Or
really get
like
that
the
resentment in.
tiebreaker if there's like a third person.
Yeah. All right, so 2 teams of 6. All right, so then
So then
now that
we
brings
got
us
rid of
down
2.
to
So we
so
got
we're
10.
are we getting rid of 2 or are we getting rid of 4
I
people
was
from the losing team?
I think 4 is a little excessive for that's like
You want to get rid of
almost the
2?
entire team.
All right, so we want to go down to then 2 and have the final one be a free for all.
Because I was almost thinking like eliminate 2 from each team. Because if there's like 2 people who didn't do anything from each team, so then it's a team vote for both sides.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. You could be like, all right, winning team, here's a surprise curveball. You guys are going to eliminate who you think contributed the least over like the previous 3 rounds. So that way you can't have someone just like skate, under the radar the whole time. They've got to like
They have to
contribute.
take a quiz, like a 1 through 5 on everyone.
How
That's how it's
long
voted.
how long do Red Lobster cheddar biscuits cook in the oven
No,
for?
not like that, but
What
like
is the main ingredient?
do you think
Totally
such and
unrelated.
such how much do you think they contributed on a scale of like 1 to 5, 1 to 10 in dodgeball? And then you
Yeah.
write your number, and then the 2 lowest scores get eliminated. If there's a tiebreaker, the top performer from each team votes for the opposing team's person. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I got what you're saying. Yeah, like there's a tiebreaker on either team, then the 2 like captains, the winners are the
Top
tiebreakers.
performers, yeah.
Yeah, for
And
each
then
other's team.
automatically the person who won it for them is safe.
Yeah.
Because that just
Good.
makes the most sense.
Good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just won it for them. All right, so then we'll have 8 people going into
Yes.
round
And then
4
I
for
think
a
we
free
do
roll.
like a free for all then. Because then there's animosity if because it's revealed like what the scores were, like how they were ranked by their teams, not specifically who ranked them at what,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
know that they scored like third to last by their team.
By the
Animosity.
way, stroke of genius come to me. Everyone who's been eliminated so far, even though they're like not like participating anymore, they still get to stay and like watch all the subsequent events,
They
and then
could vote.
they can like shit talk from the sides. You can be like, "Wow, Janet. Oh, I didn't think I was much in dodgeball. Look who can't hold on to a rope." Just
Oh, that's
you got
great.
a lot of pent up anger, don't you, buddy? You have no idea. Just
I think
spent my life savings on a play ticket here.
we get rid of 4 this round to make it like the final 4 and then do
Yeah.
like that for the main event.
Yeah. All right.
So
So
free for
our
all
free
with 8
for
people.
Free for all, free for all, free for all. What if we did like a scavenger hunt type of thing? There's four hidden items around like uh you could have some sort of like maze thing maybe? Or like
Otherwise, I was thinking like don't touch the lava, but it's like that cheese slime again.
oh yeah, you could have something like that where it's like a
Like you still have to like get stuff. Like each person has their own stuff to get, and it's like on the opposite side or whatever. And like you can
yeah,
bump into each other and get eliminated.
yeah, and you gotta like cross like there's like two or three like bridges you could say across like a cheese lava pit and then there's like little obstacles you got to get over to get there and of course there's only three bridges, there's eight people, somebody's going to have to share. You know what I mean?
And then if there's like three people on one bridge, like in the middle, like it can't hold them all, so they all fall
Yeah, too many people go on one bridge and that
at one
bridge just
time. So they
yeah.
could work together, but they probably won't. So it's like Squid Game, but not as violent.
You don't get shot if you move when you're not supposed to. All right, so yeah, four people need to make it across, and we'll say there's four fillet of fish sandwiches. What the fuck? I don't know. What would you put there for food? Crab legs. It's Red Lobster crab legs.
Yeah, one of the obstacles is like foam crabs that can just hit you, make it like wipeout style. Like it's not going to repeatedly hit you, and it might not always hit you, but they're like on the bridge, and just
And just
randomly they can just
sometimes their
smack.
claws just like come down and like just smack people. Whack.
Now we
I like
need the
that.
finale.
All right, round 5. We are down to 4 participants. Excuse me while I phase out of existence here and come back. 4 participants. This is the big one. What are we gonna do? What if? Oh, hmm, hmm. We could do something like Wipeout, where they have to each one takes turns going through like an obstacle course of things, and then whoever's got like the best time at the end of it is the winner.
I think there should also like I want to add your maze idea in there too. Like they have to get through a maze as one of the obstacles because that's just obnoxious.
And like you go down like this little slide and then you jump across the platform and avoid the arms and then you enter into the maze and you have to like feed your way through the maze, except it's not just any maze, right? This is the part where everybody who's up in the audience, they get like little cheese cannons and they can just like shoot like little blurbs of cheese at you while you're going through the maze to really mess you up and confuse you. So that way it's not just you in a maze going, "Oh, guess it's not this way." Like you've got like cheese hitting you from every side and then the final like the final big hoop-de-hoo to get over after you're covered in cheese is this like 20-foot high rock wall.
I feel like for the maze they're not allowed to shoot you because it's confusing enough. But as soon as you step foot out of that maze, they can go nuts on the rock wall.
You're getting such a we'll say they get like a limited number of shots. Like
Yeah,
everybody gets like I don't know 4 or 5 shots or something. That way it's not just like
20
constantly.
people with 4 shots each.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. That's
Um,
only like a what 80? Only
I
80 shots of cheese coming at you.
I think the rock wall shouldn't be like straight up and down, but it should be slightly angled.
At a little
Just
incline, give them a chance. Give them a chance.
yeah,
And
like
then yeah,
25
whoever.
feet. I think is plenty when you're being shot at.
Oh yeah. and then whoever's got the best time at the end of it all wins the year's supply of
And
cheddar
the golden
biscuit
biscuit
and the
trophy.
golden biscuit trophy. And then we'll start like a little hall of fame where you can put the biscuit winners, the biscuiteers, or whatever you want to call them, biscuit something biscuit. Darn it, I don't know. I'm figuring this out as I go. With maize, cheese guns. I gotta put cheese guns in here.
And then do you want to give a recap of everything since you wrote it all down?
Indeed, I will. I will try my best. All right, so we have round one with 24 participants is our biscuit dodgeball. Obviously, you have the golden bread ball. So, if you manage to get somebody out with that one, then your team wins. Or if they catch and get you out, then whatever. If you miss entirely, then you're just like, oh, you and somebody else on your team are now out of your team because you suck. You need to be able to learn how to aim. You should have had that down by like fifth grade. Yeah, the specifics about how the teams advance is not important. We can figure that out when the legal document for this is drafted. Round two. Now we're down to 16 people. We have our bread jousting, where you have the top performers from dodgeball pick their steed and their armor, and then you pick your baguettes, your jousters, and your steeds advance together. The bottom two, or the bottom team from each side, is out, or excuse me, bottom, yeah,
Yeah,
bottom teams,
bottom
bottom
group.
two, one from each team.
Two
Words
people
hard.
from each team will be eliminated.
Yes. Now we are down to 12 participants. This is round three. That's our cheese pyramid with cheese flow down the stairs. You have to get the little drink garnish and swing on the rope and dump it in the glass for your team to win. You have some defenders in that one as well, so you can make things a little interesting. Throw huck handfuls of cheese at them. Round four is our free for all with 8 participants. Three bridges across our cheese lava. You can't fall off. Go in, and the 8 participants got to make it across, and everybody's got to grab a little biscuit or crab leg, whatever we wanted to put
To
at the
be
end of that.
determined.
Yeah, TBD. We'll get there. And then finally, when we were down to our remaining 4 participants on round five, it is an obstacle course. Each person will run individually. You go through, do your little obstacles, you hit the maze. As soon as you're out of the maze, you're getting pelted with cheese guns by everybody else who is eliminated, who are watching you, and you end it by climbing the rock wall and hitting the buzzer. And whoever wins becomes a biscuiteer with a golden biscuit and a lifetime supply of Red Lobster cheddar biscuits.
That they can't bring home.
Yeah, that's yeah, they just have to stop by a warehouse. By the way, the warehouse, like super high detail security. I'm talking like armed guards 24/7 walking around. No one's allowed in or out without authorized clearance. Like, and you don't know what's in there until it's like, hey, let me in. All right, this guy's clear. And you walk in and it's just a big old pile of biscuits. You're like, really? Yeah, this is where all the budget went. That's why all of our that's why all of our games are so dumb. Literally all the budget went into these biscuits. We've got enough biscuits here for 12.83 years. And that's on a half life because obviously these things are decaying. We got to account for mold time. We got like a whole team of scientists working on this shit.
I will say that they can ship you not the whole thing, but a limited supply at a time. But
They
it's
get like an
like the lead
Amazon
time
box.
is ridiculous, like 6 weeks, and you
Yeah.
have to pay for shipping.
$6.99 for a box of like 18 biscuits. And you got to wait 6 weeks for it to arrive. Oh my God.
Well, I think
This
I think that'll do.
this this is pretty unethical. Not terrible unethical, not inhumane unethical, just unethical for the soul. Unethical for the mind.
Do you have any quotes?
Um You know what? I will find one right now about
Okay.
cheese.
I got
Cheese quote.
I got
How
one ready. Okay, if you got one, go for it.
apparently by Charles de Gaulle. How can anyone govern a nation that has 246 different kinds of cheese? I didn't know that was a quote by him.
This isn't related, really, unless you're talking cheese, I guess. My fiance sent me this quote. I don't know if it's by her or by someone else, but I really like it. It says, "Don't compare if you can't compete."
Yeah. Yeah, if you can't compete in the dodgeball, don't be yelling at Janet from the nosebleed section because you're a sore loser.
Thank you for BSing with us today. If you have any other ideas of game shows or anything else you need ruined, let us know. Uh,
Toss them
subscribe
this way. We'll take them all.
subscribe to become a bud today, and we will see you next time when we create the LLC for for the biscuit.
We'll let you guys know when we've got all the legal jargon jammed up for all that, because obviously it's going to take quite a few pages. There'll be like 15 waivers that you got to sign. But in the meantime, you just take her easy now.